So Nagato knows who the killer is. He saw what happened. No, not necessarily that he saw what happened, but he did see what behind that window was, and apparently that's the ultimate weapon, and that's the thing that's so great. Because he saw what was behind that window because he completed the game, but the game never showed us what that was. So that's an issue. And here is me finally equipping one more skill that I bought, because I was reminded to by chat. But anyway, I wanted to go over, before this trial begins, of what could be the hardest trial so far, is the 2 suspects I have, and the 2 outcomes, I think, for who is the suspect. So for Akane, who's one of our suspects, who's the second suspect, it's that all these cases are based off cases from the first game, and the 4th case was a suicide. And so for Akane to be the killer, it's most likely that Nekomaru and Akane kind of agreed that Nekomaru was going to die so Akane could get food and live and survive. And they kind of agreed on that death where, like, Nekomaru was like, okay, I'm gonna die for you. And that kind of thing, where he basically committed suicide. So that'd be similar to the first game case. And that would be the only way Akane could set up all that kind of fancy stuff like killing the elevator lift and stuff, is because she wouldn't be able to do it, but Nekomaru probably would be smart enough to do it. And then for Soda being the suspect, he obviously does know how to tamper with all that mechanical stuff. So he could be a suspect, just because he has the technical know-how that no one else on the team, or in the class, does. So he's also one of our suspects. Because he also looks like he's fucking losing his shit by accusing us of being the traitor and everything. And because we're being set up to be the traitor, he's thinking maybe he can, like, lie and make it so we're the accuser. What the fuck? Oh, I got a text. But anyway, and the other thing I was going to mention is also, I don't think Hajime is one of the reserve students or whatever. Nagato is obviously fucking lying about that. And I'm thinking now, I was joking about him being the ultimate detective earlier, but I'm thinking he's an ultimate hope, just like Makoto is. Because if the ultimate despair is a group of people, the ultimate hope is also probably a group of people. And he's thinking that he can either try and break Hajime and, like, make him not want to be the ultimate hope by giving him a bunch of bullshit that's, like, discouraging, will break him down, and testing him that if he is truly the ultimate hope, because he's fucking obsessed with that, he'd be able to go past that and keep moving forward. Or he thinks there should only be one ultimate hope because he's so obsessed with Makoto and doesn't like this fact that Hajime is an ultimate hope, which is why he's acting so pissy and stuff lately. So I think that's what Hajime is. That's his ultimate, and Nagato's lying to us. Alright, let's start the case now. That's a short summary of the rant I wanted to go on, and of what I'm thinking is going on in the game currently. Okay.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Alright, it's not on auto.
During the class trial,
I don't need to click this stuff.
Your arguments
we can just skip this, actually.
If you vote correct, I'll punish. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go. Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what?
Why was Byakuya fat is indeed the greatest question of this game.
I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane! You seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident?
Yeah, Fuyuhiko, you tell him.
We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7
I didn't go
a.m.
over the clues again, which was a mistake, because I don't remember all of the details specifically.
I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning?
Why wouldn't I be? I live over there, and I also would be going to the class thing together.
Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
God. I hope he's the killer.
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Wow, you took it to another place.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House. I went to the tower.
Hajime is always fucking like blank in these scenarios. He's like, anyway.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the
Yeah,
tower.
Akane, we have to go over it from the first step to be able to figure it out.
Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House.
Let's not forget where Peko fucking bashed someone over the head with a metal bat. So, girls wouldn't kill someone so cruelly. Already out the window. Oh, and Mikan fucking slit the little lolly girl's throat. Okay.
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel.
That's something I say all the time.
Think about this seriously.
I don't want to fucking like gamer girl. Well, I do a little bit, but I don't want her to be the fave. Hey, what's up, Avoidable?
We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have
Don't
many
care.
questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Oh, that's an insult. Why are you insulting Miss Sonia? Aren't you supposed to be obsessed with her?
Well, the weapon is obvious.
Nagato has got some fucking attitude for this case.
What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You could totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... Wait, make your argument. I mean, the new-looking hammer, but that's probably not the weapon. It was just there.
I guess we should figure out the weapon.
I guess we'll listen to this conversation anyway, though.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
No. Huh? The hammer in the tower was the weapon. Like he said, it looks like that's the case, but...
I guess we should figure out the weapon.
What am I supposed to... What am I arguing
The
here?
weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
I don't know what I'm supposed to... I don't even know what I'm supposed to be arguing here.
The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating.
No? See...
Damn it!
What am I arguing here? I really don't know what I'm supposed to argue.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
No?
The weapon was right there at the scene of
Tipped
the
over
crime.
pillar, oil on the floor, broken doorknob.
No, the
Um,
hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the
Maybe it's
crap
just that
out
the
of
hammer
him.
is too... Okay, I guess that...
No,
I
that's
would have
wrong.
thought that would have been too similar, but I guess that makes sense.
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
It's probably used to break down the pillar, which was my initial thought.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
What the fuck?
Baby gangsta? Me?
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Yeah, okay.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
Probably the pillar.
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it... Nekomaru's body is the weapon. Nailed it. Case closed.
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
I think it just fell on him, but good effort.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar.
Akane did just use our nickname, which is kind of funny.
Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
Because you and I couldn't pick it up together. So how would one person fucking swing it?
We tried to move it, right?
And it wasn't even the whole pillar.
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy.
Akane's so dumb.
But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Nekomaru.
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
What are you even getting at?
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
I love Fuyuhiko this trial so far.
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're
Holy
right.
shit. We're like teaching her how to argue and put reasons and thoughts together in this class trial as well. We're arguing against all possible odds right now.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word suicide. By the way, the fourth murder, the killing school life, was apparently ruled as suicide. Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide. I also don't think it's likely that he commits suicide because his leg was busted off and he was tied up. It wasn't like Sakura's death where her body is pretty much untouched, so it was reasonable to assume it was a suicide. This one, it does seem like the body was tampered with at least, because how did he bust his leg off to commit suicide? It would be that if he worked together with Akane.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting.
Use the hammer to knock down the pillar.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. All right, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
I don't like Akane taking charge of this trial. Please stop.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Okay, ready to shoot down your argument now. I want to take the spotlight again. Please let me run the class trial. Okay. What do you have to say?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Okay, please stop. The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over that pillar. Is that really it? No.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not
The
lifted,
pillar fragments.
beating him with it is beyond it.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Shot through that argument. Just like I said, I want to take the reins on this class trial now. Please, everyone, stop talking but me.
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Hey, what's up? Do I have any suspect? It's still Soda or Akane.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
It was.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer
Everyone's
murder
just
Nekomaru
fucking
with that pillar?
focusing on the pillar. Everyone's locked in on it. Stop.
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can
Here we go. Nagito's ready to fuck shit up. Huh?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed.
Why is Mikan's ex all crooked? Oh, I get it, because it's like a hospital thing.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as you.
Oh, he's extra moody today.
You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and fall.
He's super moody because he figured out we must be the ultimate hope.
What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
Dude's super moody.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito. What the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate...
Yeah, this is the part where we don't actually know what the fuck the ultimate weapon is, and he could totally be lying to us right now.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am
Stop.
the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
So you killed him?
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
Oh, she wants Gundam so bad.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the...
Hey, what's up, Gamer Map?
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Dude, he's got a vendetta right now.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
anyway. We must first clarify the secret of the funhouse.
No, Gundam's not the killer.
Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Sonya's trying a little too hard to be cool right now. She wants to impress Gundam.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
She's so obsessed. Never mind. I don't think Soda's the killer anymore, just because Soda's gonna be the one that kills Sonya. Because he's gonna do it in some creepy rapist way.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
Stop. The two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. Strange feeling in the tower. What was Fuyuhiko's account?
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place.
I mean, the walls are different colors.
You just changed the lights.
And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
I've already argued with Miss Sonia in one. This whole time we've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagato would mention it here. You probably are getting random quality drops. My internet connection's sucking.
Are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Broken doorknob.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place.
I mean, the walls are different colors.
And the designs on the floor are also different.
Oh, okay, that doesn't... Okay,
Damn it!
what am I doing here exactly?
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower
It's a
are
different killer.
actually the exact same place.
Strange.
That's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same.
I mean, the walls are different colors.
That's not it either. Okay. What is it?
In truth, Stop are actually the exact same place.
Okay, never mind.
No, that's wrong.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Did it? I don't recall that.
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Great Tower from Great Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down.
She said bow down? She actually this angry about the trial right now?
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
So what? Did they move the body literally every time we switched doors?
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it.
That's the classic argument everyone goes to, and Monokuma constantly doesn't interfere with the case unless he's trying to fuck Makoto over.
Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there's no bread, let them eat cake.
That's not how that saying goes. The broken doorknob is probably essential here.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Shut up. Oh wait, do I have to? What?
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled.
Why didn't I?
And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Why can't I cut?
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled.
Oh, because I'm out of cuts? There's a limited amount of cuts?
Could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
How am I running out of cuts? What's happening?
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could
I don't know what I'm doing here.
The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
What is happening here? There isn't a thing to challenge.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
I'm playing on the medium difficulty. I need to counter her.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could
Maybe
have
I need to
been
wait
rolled.
for these two.
And Nekomaru could
Okay.
have been moved piece by piece. I decree it
That's
was
weird.
Monokuma's doing.
That hasn't happened
Moving the
before.
body and the pillar in such a short time.
Okay.
That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma
Oh, I'm supposed
is
to cut this.
surprisingly strong, wielding the
Ah.
pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Damn it! I'm so thrown off by the fact that I couldn't just cut through the other
Seems you
thing.
have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, he could have moved it all, easy as pie.
There are difficulties, Tony. There's 3 different difficulties.
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the
Can you move the oil?
Allow me to cut through those words. Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look.
Get wrecked, Sonia. Again.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired
Is
up.
Sonia the killer?
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
Not if she keeps getting stuff wrong.
Does that mean the 2 towers aren't the same building?
Alright, let's settle down, Lord of the Rings fangirl.
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the 2 towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or 2 different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
This mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse. But we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the fun.
Get out of your brooding stage, it's fine.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
Well, he probably wants to determine more about me being one of the ultimate hopes, and he's super pissy.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could he be talking about the life-threatening game?
I see.
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited. All by
Now we have to determine if he's telling the truth about this.
From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket. Everything Nagito does is creepy.
See?
I guess if he took a picture, then we know for sure. And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
I don't like that he knows all the answers right now. What doesn't make sense in this picture? There's only one tower in that picture, that's what we've been thinking.
Crap! Here!
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Well, technically the camera was used during the Final Dead Room game, so it's not that super convenient, but it does make sense.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. Angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo, which means there are other contradictions contained in it. What doesn't make sense in this picture?
Here!
The sky.
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle. Which means, if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me. If you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just...
Dude, he's taking every opportunity he can to try and shit on us. Fuck off, Nagato.
Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue? Is he talking about that one time? That he magically appeared through the thing?
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
Not unless it's all the same building, just vertically, right?
What does it mean?
What was that thing? Was that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the funhouse's structure? The reason Nagato appeared from the third floor, using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. Okay, it's not Hangman's Gambit at least. What are the controls in this again? Control speeds us up, got it. Whew. Guys, I want to go snowboarding now. Just kidding, all the snow melted today. So, can't. Oh, what the fuck? They appear suddenly now? Nope. We're running out of time now. Question 1. Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? Yes. They're fictional. Of course they both exist. That was an easy one. That doesn't really answer what we're looking for, though. Ugh! Not a fan of all this stuff happening. They're introducing a lot of new things to the games on us now, and I'm not a fan. Oh, I didn't hit a speed boost thing. Can we possibly run out of time on this? Question 2. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings? They're the same building. I think, right? Yeah. Shit, I was looking at chat. Please stop. I missed the speed boost. I suck. Nailed it. Hit the jump. This reminds. I want to play that one. Why? How are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned within each other? Vertically. That's what I was saying before this game, anyway. So this would make the most sense. Nailed it. Passed the game. Ah! You had to throw in that one last thing. This minigame is probably the best one, yeah. Hangman's Gambit's the worst. How do you play Mario Kart with that skill? Well, you see, the random bullshit doesn't just pop out in Mario Kart.
It's all coming together.
So, I refuse.
Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give?
One filled with hope, because I'm the ultimate hope. Or one of them.
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? there was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors.
Dude looks devastated. Yeah.
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is.
We are indeed the ultimate detectives. Strawberry House is the floors above Grape House.
I see.
On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the two houses were connected.
I need you to
vertically.
stop speaking like this right now, Sonia.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
No. They're different floors. They can have different architecture.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon.
You can say rectangle. Jesus Christ.
A quadrilateral?
Yeah, I'm bitter I failed math classes in college.
Disregarding the tower, we fully believe the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna leave that bottle cap there.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises?
We already had someone who started
totally
speaking
deserves
differently
to be
after committing a
called
murder.
fun house?
Everyone started speaking differently after committing a murder in this game, pretty much.
Building was really like that?
Young master, justice. And then Teru's like fucking southern accent. And then Mikan just being a fucking straight up psycho.
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Bullet, we figured out that the building's just one giant building.
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Because it was an elevator.
Aw, your precious yammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Huh. Sonia's with the cold hard rejection.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
It's getting really creepy. Anyway, can't wait to prove you wrong too. This is now my favorite part of like the truth bullet section, is proving these fuckers wrong.
I'm gonna solve this
I did pretty
mystery
well
in a
on my
flash.
exams. I had a pretty good GPA this semester.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Oh my god.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
Wow, she really wants it.
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
Both of you are stealing my
So
spotlight.
which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them.
Anyway, it's... And what about the tipped over pillar?
I'm gonna solve this. And hurry up! One of the bodies was
Actually a dummy.
Oh fuck, wait, what?
Damn it! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. And hurry up, dumbass!
A broken doorknob, maybe?
One of the bodies in one of the
Was actually a dummy.
Damn it!
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
What's the wait. What's Monokuma file? These limbs were designed to be detachable. The wire. Good night button. Oil on the floor. Makoto helped in the first game with a lot of the trials, I thought. What are we looking for? The chain, maybe?
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Nope, that's not it either. We're gonna just try. We're gonna brute force our way through this one,
Damn it!
I guess, because this is the only thing to shoot at.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Good night button.
And hurry up, dumbass! One of the bodies in what
Was actually a dummy.
Nope, that's not it either. Okay. We got something else here, right? Good night
I'm
button,
gonna
wire.
solve this mystery in a
I
flash.
guess we haven't used the Monokuma file yet.
And hurry up, dumbass! One of the bodies in what
Was actually a dummy.
Nope, that's not it either.
Damn it!
Alright, last one.
This mystery in a flash. And hurry up! One of the bodies in what was
Actually a dummy.
No, that's wrong.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Well then why wouldn't the bullet be Kazuichi's account? Not strange feeling in the tower.
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to
Ah, I hate this game sometimes.
we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said,
Not just that, the parts that I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too.
right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you
That's
did
the
it.
running joke in this stream now, is why the fuck was Byakuya fat? But seriously, why was he fat?
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Oh,
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking.
she's not joking. You're the killer.
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the
Excuse
killer.
me?
If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry
That's not true.
Tower. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is
Oh, that
disappointing.
is disappointing. Oh my god, she hates him so much.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's
I mean,
meaningless if we don't have the
Even
important
if...
answer.
So, Soda still can be the killer. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. Because if he didn't fix the elevator, it would also mean like, yo, you didn't fix the elevator because you're the killer. So, I don't know. I still think he could be it, but ever since this trial started and Akane started fucking leading the way, I started leaning more towards Akane.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
That room's also an elevator.
Maybe it was simply moved?
Oh, here we go with the moving thing again.
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
Device like that? Did you get the bad ending in the first game? Yeah, I got both endings. If you watched the replay on my YouTube channel, I was very devastated because I didn't know there were multiple endings in the game. And, I was very devastated when when I got the bad ending first. A device that transports things to different floors in the same building. Like an elevator, maybe. I feel like I've seen that before. An elevator. Alright, let's do this. Oh, do I have to do Hangman's Gambit fucking elevator? Why is everyone being an idiot? Maybe it's not elevator. Is it not elevator? There's a V, so it's totally elevator. I forget the controls of this game again. I'm glad we're playing this for elevator. I feel like I've seen one of these before. What do they call them? I hate this. Oh, I don't know how to spell. Now I need it. This is so dumb. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, wait. This is the one I need. Fuck. T. Now I need a T. Oh, right? Oh, R. You can fast forward this minigame, yeah, but I'm not good at it, so. This is so stupid.
I got it.
An elevator! What is that?
You must be talking about an elevator.
No shit. Why was that minigame necessary? Why didn't we just instantly go elevator? Okay.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this
NA
elevator
spelling?
anyway?
Best spelling NA.
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator.
That's why there's a massive fucking weight
So whether you enter
whenever
from
you try to
Strawberry
open the
Hall or
door.
Red Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to
Like
open.
an elevator.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower?
Because it's a fun house and it's trying to make you deceived on how the building looks.
And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Elevator's the trigger word for this video. Justice was the one for the Pecco trial.
After the incident, the far back door
Elevator's
in
the one
Grape
for this
Tower had
video.
chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
Just the floor and the pillars go up. The doors don't have to go up. They can just be fake doors.
Too many strange things. Was that tower really?
Oh,
an
gummies was
elevator?
another trigger word.
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of
This
the
sums
bad.
up her character, by the way.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
Oh my god, Soda, please.
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
The things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. That includes the body, the pillar, the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing these have all in common. They were all on the floor.
I see.
Now I feel like we're doing class trial for dummies, and I'm like baby stepping everyone through this class trial. Okay, guys, so first we used an elevator to go up from the top floor to the bottom floor without taking the steps. And the doors are fake because it's a fun house.
And? Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
There's something unique about that elevator. It's an enormous circle. There's no ceiling. Only the floor moves.
I see.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Remember when I said this trial was going to be really hard? On Twitter.
Only the floor moved?
What? This part of the trial is actually grating on my sanity.
Elevator, only the floor moved. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, the different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
They don't have to lead anywhere.
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just
Thank
for
you.
show.
Just for show. Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was
Gundam just
actually
wants
very
his fucking
effective.
hamsters to breed.
Because of
He's not a
that,
killer
we
yet.
totally misunderstood the building's structure.
This motive wasn't for him. Because his hamsters could still eat, so he was content.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
It was Monokuma. Yeah, duh.
Did you hear that, Monami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Swoon?
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there,
It was
right?
deception. The killer is not Monokuma. Even if you repair that button, that's what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen to the chain on the other side of that door? Chain? Oh, dude, rest in peace, Chef Guy. The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on Strawberry Hall's side, the door won't open as long as that chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the
It was
building.
Akane.
In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry
Quick
Tower.
side note, I'm wearing this hoodie because I just got it the other day and I'm super stoked to wear it because I just got it. And I think it's really cool. It's hot as fuck in this hoodie. But anyway.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Yeah, throw us out for a loop so we'd have to think the killer was in Strawberry Hall.
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, This funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Nagato has not been, or to me, has not been a suspect this whole game. I'm betting he's one of the people that lives to the end of the game. He's gotta be. He's way too suspicious. Him, Gamer Girl, and Hajime are all gonna live. I don't know who else will live. Probably Gundam, I guess. Hey, thanks guys. I appreciate the hoodie. Compliments.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
Soda's devastated.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
I see, now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality?
It's a good point.
Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
This is the first good point Gundam has ever brought up in a class trial.
What does this mean?
I agree, what does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? It's still, it could rotate, right? This is actually confusing.
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning
It's clearly contradictory.
Okay, I'm getting double teamed by Sonya and Gundam here, and not in a
this
fun.
iron curtain of teamwork?
Yeah, what the fuck? And not in a fun way. Sonya and Gundam have matching arguments. It sounds like it makes sense, but is that really correct? What's Akane's account? Excuse me, wait, what? I don't even know the tools I'm working with. What's Akane's account? The rumbling noise. Thanks, I'm glad that's a bullet I can use. What are my bullets again?
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
What's Kazuchi's account? Apparently the compass needle spun 180 degrees while the... Okay, yeah, it's Kazuchi's account we need to use.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Fuck, I need to shoot this at the other one.
If the two houses are
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
I just need to remember what everyone's account was. I hate when clues are so-and-so's account, because it doesn't tell me what exactly that means, and then I gotta go look and read the account. But anyway, the elevator wasn't just moving vertically.
Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Hajime's like, fucking work with me, Soda, I'm giving you an opportunity here.
Ah, that. Yeah, that's pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees? Meaning, As the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated...
Just like the screen! Whoa!
It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
Nailed it.
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates.
What was it? What's the ship name the chat came up with?
Possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Gunya. Sundum. Shot the fuck down.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
One would say it's a fun house.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
Actually, bears are lower on the... Okay, anyway.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know?
You didn't tell us!
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that.
No one else went through the final Dead game, you fucking asshole.
As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means? Math class! It's geometry math class!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
Nagato is just taking all of these opportunities to try and shit on us. Again, that's something you would learn in just geometry class.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
It's probably... Wasn't it here?
Crap!
Wait, I thought we established that he came down from...
Crap! Crap!
Wait, what? None of these are 8-sided.
Crap! Crap!
What am I doing?
Crap!
Can I rotate this at all?
Crap!
Didn't I already click between the two towers? I thought I already clicked in that space. Maybe it was between the elevators I gotta click? Whatever.
This is my...
Yes.
We will never give up!
That's okay, I have the achievement already for not trying to... For not having to restart or whatever. It's probably... here?
Crap!
First floor of the red house? I already clicked the first floor of the red house.
Crap!
What? I clicked that. Oh, you gotta be fucking with me.
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place
I
the
hate
opposite?
this. That was stupid.
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Can you stop being vague as fuck for 10 seconds, please?
Learned? The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru.
Like Akane said, the pillar.
Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
They used the wire to tie him to the pillar. Then with the good night mode, they shut it off. His leg busted off from the rope. And he fell to death on top of the pillar. The funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon. What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who was the killer who did that? So now he probably fell to death, right? And banged his head on the pillar. Oh! The loop was tied around the doorknob. That's why the doorknob fell. When the elevator lowered, it couldn't support his weight. The doorknob busted off. He fell on the pillar, busted his head. That's why the whole pillar fell. And then he fell on top of the pillar. And his leg popped off. Could have just been plain suicide then. I can already tell I won't be pleased. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is seriously stufatly. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stufatly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all three of these words would be stufatly. There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami is a serious stufatly.
Do I still have the same suspects? I don't really suspect Soda as much anymore. Still Akane, but it also could just be suicide. Could also be Sonia. Oh, here we go, the friendship speech.
As well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Too bad I don't save frequently in this game at all. I don't think Gundam. It could be Sonia. I'm now adding Sonia to the list of suspects. I'm taking Soda off. Well, not officially. I'm leaning more towards Akane now.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon.
That's the most energetic Chiaki has spoken this entire game. She's devastated that this is the ultimate weapon.
Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Okay, never mind.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
Never mind, it's Soda.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die.
That's not
either.
true. You said you were willing to be the victim like 100 times.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
It's because he figured out we're the ultimate hope and he's not happy about it.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how
I already
to
figured
use
it out. They tied the wire on the doorknob.
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death. He fell. He was horribly damaged as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. If he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Falling. Nailed it! Guys, I called it!
That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
I hope everyone noticed my light bulb moment before the thing. It couldn't have been more stereotypical light bulb moment when I went.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
They didn't have to push anyone off.
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Disagree.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have to be shoved. If he was turned off, they could have just left it there.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Yes.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving
Good night,
object
Buttons.
inside.
He didn't have to be moving.
No, that's wrong.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed it, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes.
No.
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Oh, get shit on.
Now you're calling me a pest?
Yeah, I don't think Soda did it, but next case, he's gonna be the one that kills Sonya, I bet. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Jihaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Please don't be bullet time. Or, not bullet time. Hangman. This is fine, it's the wire. Yep. Sonya does love to argue in this trial, which does make her suspicious.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
Oh yeah, the
What
escort thing.
arrangement is?
I'm pretty sure that was it.
The hammer is suspicious.
No, the hammer's not suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar
Shut up!
again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Thanks, Fuyuhiko! Fuyuhiko is now our dude.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it?
Fuck, what is that word again? I want to Google it. What is that? I taught the stream about it. Husband's title. Consort. There we go. Nailed it.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
Maybe I want Fuyuhiko to live to the end, but he's probably not going to.
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in
Until the
midair.
doorknob busted off.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Sam, what do you think of my reasoning for Gundam? I could be right? It's good reasoning, but I don't think you're right. I don't think Gundam's the killer. You could be.
Huh?
Gundam's probably on the bottom of my list of suspects, though. The people who I would say without a doubt didn't do it are Gundam, Nagito, Hajime, Gamer Girl. And that's it, actually, I think. And Fuyuhiko. He didn't do it either.
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the fourth
Here's
floor.
Gamer Girl again, stealing my goddamn spotlight.
With that, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
Me?
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Here we go. Soda, what the fuck are you up to?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him?
The doorknob wasn't attached to the door anymore, idiot.
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Oh, fuck, I ran out of cuts. Oh, we still advanced though. Nailed it.
Doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Fuck you.
Crap! What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode,
I'm just
right?
I'm just swinging madly. Stop me. Somebody stop me.
Crap! What?
No.
Nekomaru should have... If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you put in that case. You still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story. Damn it!
Wait a minute.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
No, wait.
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you want to put in that case. You still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
That's the end of the argument.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
This isn't right. I just need to stall for time. What am I doing here?
Crap! What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you
Alarm
want to put in that case.
clock thing.
You still won't be able to explain. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru is just impossible. End of story.
I think I figured out how the killer dropped.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still
There
been
we
in
go.
sleep mode.
Figured it out.
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer...
Here we go. This is when I said all the clocks would be very important to this trial at some point.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why,
You'd freak the fuck out.
if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because I shall use my full power. With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all of his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. Oh, he, damaged it. Which chapter did he turn into a robot? I think it was last chapter, right? At the end of last chapter? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Jesus, he's having a revelation in this class trial. Congratulations.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say
Oh god.
so.
Now he's having a Toko moment here.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean he crashed into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell onto the floor, what was the only thing I can think of what happened to him? Cola came out of his eyes.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, it's a pillar!
Akane's like, my moment!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally
Well,
wrong.
gravity was the weapon, but okay, calm down.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
Sorry. I've been doing it all game for Yohiko.
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
Hammer was totally a setup.
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Great Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Radio clock. Wall clock. There's a lot of clocks going on here.
We headed for Great Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Oh fuck, I meant to click that, but then I accidentally hit control instead of space. They couldn't have tampered with it because it's a radio clock.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must be.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Nekomaru's chest.
You shoot twice though. Nailed it.
No, that's wrong.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's
I don't think it was
possibility
suicide.
that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Could have been suicide. I think it would have been suicide for somebody, though. Someone's gonna get killed here. Someone is the murderer. They could have worked together, but he couldn't have done it on his own. He could have tied himself up like that on his own. This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we're overlooking something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. I think if I focus, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Logic dive again. I'm getting a lot of these this trial. It's better than Hangman's Gambit, though, at least. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Where the murder happened, the time in the building, who the killer is. The time in the building. All the clocks could have been changed. Nailed it. Because one had an alarm set accidentally on Strawberry House's side. Oh, check out that transition. We nailed it. Oh. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with? The building's clocks. I don't think both were. Just the building. Nekumaru's couldn't have been tampered with. This makes me want to play Tron. Any Tron game, really. Which house had the wrong time? Both.
It's all coming together.
That was my celebration dance on that. Never played Kingdom Hearts.
Inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed.
It's okay, Baby Mafia. No one's blaming you.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Soda could have changed the clocks, because he was the only one that could go back and forth. Alright.
If the time in the building was
Nekumaru
all
could have
messed
changed
up,
him on one half, and Akane could have changed him on the other.
then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Akane's account.
Or his scream.
Of course, Nagato would say his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If
only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
We agree with Sonia's
We can
account.
only rely on the time of it's clearly 7.
The problem is what's in our time.
Are there any clues that can...
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
Kane did.
I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me.
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
Why didn't Sonia hear it?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru.
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
It's true. Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, the specific thing is... Wait. Wait.
Damn it!
Also used. That specific thing is...
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
And when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet.
The luxury rooms were soundproof. Is that true? Because 2 of the boys in Strawberry House were also heard the sound. Everyone heard it but Sonia, and 2 people in the boys in Strawberry Hall were in the rooms. Right? It is Soda then. Because didn't Soda have the other luxury room? How would he know about the sound if they were soundproof? Well, Gamer Girl heard the sound too, and she had the other luxury room. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
You said everyone. You were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Aw, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it?
The soundproof thing doesn't exactly make sense. Because Gamer Girl heard the sound. But Gamer Girl was asleep in her room too, wasn't she?
What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Putting your foot in your mouth?
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's
Oh,
spot?
no.
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar.
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off.
I'm telling you guys, it's not Gundam.
Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi
Oh,
for when
is it Gundam?
Nekomaru fell? Who is it?
Who's the bastard?
I thought he was there. Was he not? Huh. Oh, yeah, no.
Crap!
Yeah. Right, okay. I was right then. Fuyuhiko was there, Nagato was there. No, Nagato wasn't there, right?
You're the only
Yeah.
one!
I still don't think he did it, though.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right?
Okay,
Nagito?
chat's throwing me off by throwing out Gundam over and over again. Told you guys, not Gundam.
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard
What about Gamer Girl?
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but... It
Okay.
wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Then it might be Gundam.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know.
If he was in the other luxury room, then yeah.
Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chihaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Points to the killer. Would it be the deluxe room then? Deluxe or luxury? Is it luxury? Okay, it's deluxe then. Where's the D? The L U X E. Rooms? Rooms, okay. Can you two stick together? What the fuck? Why aren't they sticking together? Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be him then. Because why would he be out there? Why would he have heard the alarm if those rooms are all soundproof?
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe room, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof. Okay.
The reason we couldn't...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student
Fuck
talent?
off, Nagito.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer. Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us, the killer who murdered Nekomaru, then yeah, it would have to be him.
You're the only one!
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
Yeah, I was wrong then.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
The alarm.
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he could...
Are you the murderer?
So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it.
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
What gave it away that you guys thought that he was the killer?
Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder.
If you guys weren't sure of the soundproof room before, then what did it?
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
He looked suspicious. I don't know. He looked no different this trial than he looked any other trial.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was...
He has the same character sprite. It didn't change. They all have the same 4 character sprites. Shocked, aroused, default, questioning, embarrassed. That's 5.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their
Did you guys
room
look it
before
up?
The alarm in the lounge went off.
Don't tell me you cheated.
And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
He could have used his hamsters for that.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
I don't think the hamsters pressed the button.
I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself and my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
Yeah, wait, what?
You bastard. Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Hamsters hear higher pitches? Is that even a thing?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, that, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
The way Nagato says it makes it not obvious.
Hold on a second.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Why are you calling me out like this?
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weird.
That's saying something.
What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Let's see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stock elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry
Without the
House.
final dead room.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Yeah, final dead room would allow him to go to and fro. Okay, we'll see what's up once everyone says stuff.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this?
What's the secret passageway? Is it Fuyuhiko's account? Contradiction is so obviously wrong, there's no contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm going to find out what that is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot through the contradiction.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As
Fuck,
long
I know
as
what
that
I have to do
elevator was
now.
broken, your assumption
The only means of
Yeah,
travel in the
broken
secret
in Great House.
The
passageway.
killer cannot.
Since I was at there's no question that
It would have been different if there was a...
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator, your assumption.
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot.
Since I was at there's no question that
It would have been different if they had...
There was a secret passage.
Nope. Wait, what?
Damn it!
Wait.
that elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was
Yeah,
broken,
he showed up at Grape House after he cleared it.
your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was
But none of these have anything to do with Grape
broken
House.
at Grape House.
Or the final dead room.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House.
Oh,
Since I was at
reverse it.
there's no
Okay, good
question
point.
that
It would have been different.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer? Why don't we stop?
How do
this
I always get
already?
these orders mixed up?
That elevator was the only means of travel between.
No, that's wrong.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Well, I'm having to select a lot of people this trial. It's like they forgot about this feature, and then we're like, oh yeah, we have this feature.
You're the only one.
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course.
Shut up with this reserve course bullshit.
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually...
This isn't even the longest trial so far.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
Wasn't Nagito the only one to clear it?
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Okay, Hulk.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Okay, stop talking, please. Okay.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed...
Why doesn't it always go diagonal when we actually
Shall I feed you
use
to the progeny of vile
diagonal stuff?
deities?
I pressed them both. I pressed the W and A, and it's like, nah, it's not diagonal enough.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
You gotta be fucking with me. What?
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist,
This minigame sucks.
you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say,
The games in this game suck.
your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Okay, well.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I bet this sounds really good. I'm glad I have to press these buttons a bunch of times.
I can't back down!
You motherfucking kidding me.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Thank Christ.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom
I don't
of
know.
blind...
Allow me to cut through those words.
That worked, I guess.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower.
Well, the chain was his necklace.
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey!
Hey, this is my moment. This is where I get to shine. What is with everyone stealing my fucking spotlight this case?
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator
Excuse you?
was broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to
This
Great
trial
Tower,
sucks.
which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry
Is this what it's
Hall
like
was
for everyone
broken,
else when I do
so
the
he
comic
was
thing?
easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Gundam successfully
That's what happens every time I get a
Strawberry
panel
Tower.
wrong.
There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting.
Hold on, how do you do that?
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ah, you make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything!
I just like the
at all.
artwork in the comics.
I don't understand anything. What is
Well,
that
you don't
mean?
understand anything, Akane. It's pretty fucking accurate.
Appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious. I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions.
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Oh shit.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I'll provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Ah, shit.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver!
Did you say show me the cadaver?
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
I hate this game.
Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
Wait.
It's
The
Nekomaru's
4 dark
Do you really
days.
think I can get behind him so
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters, you keep
Power
with
of the
you.
hamsters.
Are you serious?
Meat on the bone.
He used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course it'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Wait, no, Nagato was doing the closing statement. Can we not? What the fuck is this? Oh. Who set the lounge clock's alarm? Who was in the lounge since early in the morning? What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? No, that's not it. Nekomaru's weakness is the wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. The killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? What was the fake weapon left at the tower? You don't have the hammer. Who gathered at the lounge? The people. Why did Nekomaru fall? We don't have the panel for that. Who heard the rumbling noise? Me. Now we need to do one more. Soda looks creepy as fuck in here. And, nope. Nope. Okay, where are we at here? You don't have a thing. Nope. This isn't it. This the wire. I hate this. I hate the comics so much. And we're just doing stuff now. Alarm set, messing with the contact elevator, hamster and the murderer. The weapon left at the tower, who gathered at the alarm? Nope, okay. The thing, nope, okay. Chat. Third piece, first page. What are you talking about? You mean... No? Okay, alright, well... I hate the comic part so much. Fuyuhiko can't sleep. And this is... What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? Right? Oh, wait, nope, that's wrong. What was the fake weapon left at the tower? This one? Ah, here we go. What? Thank you. Stock 3. What time did he see Nekomaru? Nekomaru's weakness is the button, which doesn't show here. Wire wrapped around. No. Okay, wait. Nope. Alright. We're gonna fail this. I can't wait. The fake weapon isn't here. This? Okay, nailed it. Ish. I guess this? Don't like when it's only two. Is the button. Which ones do we have left? What was the fake weapon? The hammer?
Here's everything that happened in this case.
I thought Nagato was gonna do this.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the
I was
crime.
really excited for him to do the comic.
First, they destroyed the contact elevator.
This isn't going fast. Oh,
This
okay.
separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final death room.
How did he do the
This
final
means
dead room?
The killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being
I
Strawberry
liked
House
the
and
insane
Grape House
killer
are
man,
actually
by the way,
same building.
in every comic.
On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower.
Does he walk like that?
So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob.
But how did you guys figure it out?
After leaving
And don't say he
Strawberry
looks
Tower,
suspicious.
The killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall.
Because I still haven't gotten an answer.
They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower. And to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending. And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back
That
door.
made you think he was the killer? Because the hamsters activated the button?
This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll freaking kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe
Sonia lost her boo.
You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Did I get an A on this trial? Dreams do come true!
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
You can't leave the hamsters alone. If they're the ones who pressed the button, then they're the ones who technically killed him. I don't think I can get S because I'm not playing on the highest difficulty. I think A is as good as I can get. It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. Well, I have 2 of the 4 in this game. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the Amazing Funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yeah, I said that without biting my tongue. Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear from Gundam. No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like. Why do you want to talk to the one who is lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something. is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh? Nekomaru did fight, that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died. Lost and died? If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that. What do you mean? Explain. Fine then, I shall reveal it all. Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse, and I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death. A fight that risked life and death? He was serious too. He gave it his all to try and kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself. Nobody know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing. Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
Gundam always acknowledging good lines.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
Why did you fight? We were all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die? There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Reminds me of Celeste. Wait, are you telling us to wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Do you mean that you'd rather die? Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die.
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself. Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism? Good one, gamer girl. In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism. That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself? If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life. It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity. He wasn't trying to save everyone. Because, I mean, he would have just said, yeah, I did it, at the class trial. He was still trying to have everyone else die. He didn't care. He was willing to let everyone die. He was nothing like Sakura. Because Sakura tried to leave the note that was like, yeah, I killed myself, I did this. He wasn't trying to save anybody, just himself. But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too, that's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die, that is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all, that is the absolute truth. But even so,
My tears.
don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here? That belief is why you committed your crime. Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too? Unlike Nagato, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play. You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question. Just who do you think I am?
Is Gundam Tanaka.
History's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait!
This is just too much.
I beg of you!
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you!
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right? Yes, I do not mind, however.
What is it, my 4 dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared 4 dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Sonia didn't confess her love. Even Fuyuhiko did that. Where did he get this stick from? Where did this stick come from? What? So Monokuma kills them then, right? Gundam! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
I'm so pissed off, I need to throw something. You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Why am I so weak? It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. Yeah, that's worked out well. If not, Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. She's crying. She's very sad. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. So how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. I might do a little bit of Chapter 5. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
After feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food. The hamsters are dead. Hold on a sec, that mood shift is too damn fast. Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? She's still crying. Feels bad, man. She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving. Now let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, we'll sleep as much as we want. And then let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The death was implied. Monokuma raised his hand. He was gonna sheath his claws and fucking slice him. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information. I guess they were too busy with other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this. This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life. For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you alone tonight, too? So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see, so you can tell. Perhaps you found out who the traitor is. You know me well.
Well,
Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. He said he did! I see, so even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time. So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love? I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah? What about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
isn't that
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right? That's right. I just reused the stuff from that former the former headmaster spent a lot of time making. If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder. Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? No, traitor can't be Nagito. What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right? That's not my point. My point is you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami said after losing her magic stick, the traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh? Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff. It was Bianca, right? That's not entirely true. I didn't come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know? Cooperation? Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too. However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see, interesting. Obviously, that's a big no-no. I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you, too. Well, I knew you would say that. Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me. No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself in despair exist. You're right, you're a true believer of hope after all. I must say that belief reminds me of that person for some reason. Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky. But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this. Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island, that's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. Yeah, it's Hajime, who's the ultimate hope, and he's fucking pissed. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him. Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Who are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island? Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? I feel like I didn't learn much from that. Ooh. Do ultimate robots dream of clockwork? The three in the middle will live. The Hellhound earring. I'll give it to Sonia. She'll love me.
Minim. Natsu also sucks. What the fuck? We can't get one cool starter Pokemon? Alright, chat, who do we pick here?